And we're on. What's going on, guys? This is Despitefitness, and I'm back at Red Strength. Gonna go through and do a deadlift day with my man Josh. He's excited, and we're gonna kick it off again with a running warm-up. So today's running warm-up, we're gonna do a leg extension. We're gonna do a seated row for machine. We're gonna do some leg press over here. And then we're going to finish it off with some abduction. Just kind of warm up the hips, warm up the posterior chain, and then we're going to get in, we're going to do some deadlifts. Josh said specifically he needs a little bit of help on his deadlift. He's never really had much coaching on it. So we'll see how that unfolds and how he performs his movements. And should be a good session. I'm looking forward to this. Again, kind of in a new area here. If you didn't realize, I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska, and if you've ever wondered what Alaska looks like, that's more or less what it looks like. Lots of trees and some hills in the distance. Today's actually nicer than it's been. It's been like just shitty and rainy and kind of ugly, and the sun was shining today, so yay. Yeah, so anyway, without any further ado, we're gonna get rolling into the workout. Hopefully you'll stick around and enjoy this and see what kind of tips and tricks we have for Josh, because maybe they will apply to you as well. And yeah, we're gonna do this. So let's do this.
Smile. It's supposed to be fun.
All right. So we got through the running warm-up, and we're getting into some deadlifting now. We've already had a few sets, getting some rep work in, and I just kind of wanted to see how Josh moved. One of the first things that I recommended is he take his shoes off. So if you want to shoot those shoes there. All right, so those are more like a running base shoe, and so a little bit too much cushion. So I just recommended he take them off and be a little bit closer to the ground. Then we also talked about grip and just holding on with the arms, right? So I noticed the first couple of reps, he had kind of a bow in the elbow. So we're just talking about having those arms be super straight, even to the point of kind of flexing the tricep to make sure that the arm is straight. Because when we're performing the deadlift, the arms are just hooks. So we talked about that. We talked a little bit about abdominal bracing. So working on his breathing and getting him to pressurize in the right spot. So he's made a jump now since that little bit of a form correction. So we'll get to see how he implements those corrections on his next set, but I'm up to 315. So I'm just gonna do a quick rep, and then it'll be Josh's turn. Cool. All right, good. Good. So on that, I could hear you breathing right before you pulled. So what I'd like to have you do is a more purposeful breath. So breathe in, get set, and then launch into the deadlift from there. And we also talked about kind of preloading the bar. So we're already pulling it like 70% before we actually start to pull. And that way you'll get a more smooth launch when you pull. But that was a lot better than the first couple of sets. I like that. How did that feel?
Felt good.
Cool. All right, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, hold on before you go. A little bit of stuff here. So we talked about a belt. So if you notice, Josh has a belt on. So this is just kind of like a, like not too bad of a gym belt. So we have it on, and one thing that I want to talk with you about is that bracing piece. So try to smash my fingers. Feel that? So when you breathe, I want you to feel that. So you big breath. force it down, and then push against that belt the entire time. I don't want you to have any moment where you're not actively pushing against that belt whole time.
Got it.
Now, the other thing to talk about with belts is positioning. So you can see that he has that belt real like slung low on his hips. And so that belt could sit even higher, all right? And that's more a like shooter's preference, right? So some people will prefer to have it much lower. Some people would prefer to have it a little bit higher. I tend to find myself that I prefer the belt a little bit higher when I deadlift, and maybe just a little bit lower when I squat. Again, shooter's preference. There's no right answer. It's just wherever you're most comfortable and where you get the most support. So that also might be something that we play with from rep to rep, just to see how that feels if we move that belt around for you. So something for you guys to be aware of as well. Just know that it's not a one-size-fits-all solution for where to place the belt. It's really where it feels the best. Okay, so now we're doing the same weight that we did last time, and we're going to talk about a more purposeful breath. So get yourself set, you get your positioning right, get a nice deep breath, pressurize. So there you go. Good, okay. How'd that feel?
Really good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you can see him breathe, you can see him brace, you can see him get that positioning kind of come back, and then hips and chest rising at the same time. That's what we want.
You did it.
What happened? If it's broken, it's his fault. All right, so, okay, so gonna be going for, what we have here? 50, so that's like 325.
275?
Nope.
50, 100.
So yeah, you're on 325 right now.
Whatevs.
So 325.
Just wait.
Just wait. But the thing here is we have the belt higher this time, right?
Yeah, belt's higher.
Belt's higher, okay. So let's do the whole setup again. Nice purposeful brace, and push against that belt the entire time and get those shoulders back. Good. Drive. Good. Good. All right, cool. How did that feel?
Really good.
Cool. Good. So for me, it looked like you gave up less thoracic positioning, right? So a lot of people talk about that thoracic rounding, that kitty cat. Less of that this time, which is good. So it's good to have gone up in weight and have less thoracic rounding. And I think that the belt probably helped by having a little bit higher. Gives you something to kind of brace against so you don't fold forward. So cool, good. I'm excited. These are good things. Good things. Big breath. Sit back a little bit. Good. Drive. Come on. Nope. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So, the important part is to remember that no matter who you are, you're going to hit a limit, right? So you're going to hit your physical strength, and there will be a point where you're not sufficiently strong enough to be able to move the weight. The biggest thing is on your way up, and as you're performing your movements, to constantly diagnose the movements and make assessments over where your failure points are. So in this particular case, although there were potentially some issues with his form and his body placement, this might be just too much weight, and so that just kind of is what it is. So what I might recommend here is maybe we pop down to 225, so just the two blue plates, and we just play with a little bit more rep work to try to reinforce some of the patterns that we've discussed. So for you at home, I would kind of say the same thing, move up until you find that point of failure, so you kind of know where the wall is, and then bring it back down to a weight that's more manageable but stressful, because we want to stress the body out and challenge ourselves. So if you are much stronger than whatever the resistance that you're using, then it's not going to ingrain some of those patterns that we've talked about, because you're just going to muscle through your failure points, and we don't want to do that. So we want to make the weight sufficiently stressful enough, but not so heavy where you're not going to get to the points of what it is that we're trying to train or coach. Hope that makes sense. So he's dropping it down to 225 now, and he's gonna do some more rep work with 225. I'm gonna keep going up and see what happens, and yeah, should be good. Here we go. Yeah. Woo. Come on, come on, come on. Drop.
Very nice.
All right, that's it. That's the video. So came back to Red Strength to get some training in. Josh wanted to go through and get some tips with deadlift. So we walked through the winning warm up again, which wasn't quite as bad today as it was yesterday.
No, not even close.
And a little bit lower weight today. And then moved into our deadlifting. And so just kind of watched you do a couple of sets just to see how you moved. Yeah. And then we hit on a couple of main points. We talked about position, so we brought your foot position in just a little bit.
Yep.
We talked about the arms, being able to just have those be straight and relaxed. So we're not trying to pull with the arm at any point. But most importantly, we talked a lot about the abdominal bracing.
Yep. And
then the placement of the belt, right? So we played with that, and you said that you ended up feeling a little bit better with it, a little bit higher.
Yeah, which was yeah.
Cool. And then so got you up to where we did. Well, we had 325 and you hit a successful lift, and then you put another like 50 pounds on, right? Mm-hmm. So 375?
Yep.
Something like that. So we got you in the high threes, low four area, and it was just a bit too much for today.
Yep.
That's fine, because like being able to refine the movement pattern is really important. And so for you guys at home as well, kind of refining and cleaning up the movement pattern can make a huge difference for improvement. But you gotta let that neural patterning sink in and get used to it before it really becomes ingrained in you. And then you'll start to see some pretty big jumps, I think. So for you, if you continue to kind of work on the things that we talked about as you do your training, you may find that those jumps and the numbers become a little bit easier too. So before too long, 325 is like no big deal,
right? And
4+ is like the normal realm.
Yep.
And so yeah, so we just kind of cleaned up a few things and saw some great improvement with how you were moving. Then we brought you back down to 225 and just had you doing some rep work with 225. Yep. And again, that movement all looked very clean and very neat for him. No thoracic rounding, maintaining that brace, head and or the chest and shoulders. I'm sorry, the chest and hips rising at the same time. So lots of really good stuff there. So yeah, it's good. And then I decided to play a little bit. The weight was really weird. So today, truth in lending, I had such a bad migraine I couldn't even get out of bed this morning. And so I got some medicine, and Josh was helping with a couple of manipulations, and I got feeling a lot better. Decided to come in and give it a whirl, and then so just started moving, and then able to build up, and I was really excited to get up to 815. And although it wasn't the easiest 800 pull that I've ever had, able to get it up and pretty smooth, and I was excited about that. So especially for how today started, to have come and been able to get 815 is pretty good. So I'm really excited about that. So I appreciate you helping turn my day around. So hopefully you guys are doing the same thing too. Whatever kind of day that you're having, you got to get in and turn it around, because if you don't do that, you just continue to find the excuses, right? You're never going to find the way. And that's kind of what we're all about. That's it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, drop in the chat box below. I will respond. I appreciate you guys continuing to support me with the channel and everything that you do. So if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. If you haven't joined yet, I wish that you would. I can't grow without you. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like get your butt moving on a day that you really don't want to get moving, because I did not want to get moving. Sometimes even a bad day can turn into a great day, but you'll never know until you get in and do it. Yeah, that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.